Everybody, we are back. It is Taped on Live's Favorite Podcast, Favorite Channel, Favorite Everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the March on NFL. For me, we got my boy at Trey Majors here. He's gonna help me out today, organize these questions, so I don't have to do this all by myself because I really hate trying to organize this and answer your questions at the same time. So and also hit this discount code TDL for 35% off. So today, I mean, we're just doing question and answer, man. You know, how you living, Trey? How you living, dog?
Everything's good, man. Actually happy to be on this bye week because I can get my breathing right, my heart right this week, man.
Yeah,
It's been a rough season.
yeah. It's been a rough damn season for sure, man. It's been crazy. So, but like I said, man, once you guys get in here, start getting your questions in here. We'll start answering all your questions. Probably be here for do like I don't know if we'll go the full like hour and a half like we usually do, but we'll probably go like an hour, answer you guys questions, and kind of what I'm saying, do that type of thing, man. So yeah, they're welcoming you in already, man. So yeah. So
Appreciate the love. Thank you.
Trey's been a long time fan of the show, and he always he's always asked me to hit me up, and I'm like, this is the perfect time. You know what I'm saying? Help me organize these damn questions, man. So but yeah, so Raiders are 2-7. Started talking about that. The Raiders are 2-7. They suck. It's all right. You can all say that together. They are not very good, and it's going to be a long rest of the season probably, but we're probably going to get a draft pick. So I made sure to get all through all the draft picks today, except Jalen Monroe. I didn't get to Jalen Monroe, but I got to everybody else, at least one game. So if you guys got questions about those guys, I can answer those questions too for you. Just be aware of that. I'm gonna be here answering all these questions for you guys. So let's just get this started, dog. I see you got some questions in here already. What do you guys think about signing James Conner next year to pair with the rookie? Let me see.
That one to me, James Conner will be good to pair with him, but is he gonna be healthy enough for to last the whole season? Maybe.
I'll say this about James Conner. Conner is solid. He's a solid player. Right? I don't know. It depends on what system that they use. You know what I'm saying? But Conner is a very, very, very solid player. It's not, especially in the red zone, which the Raiders need help with. You know what I'm saying? They need help there. You know what I mean? So once they get to that area of the red zone, that's where James Conner comes in. And James Conner's been consistent, man. I just think that since he's so consistent, I know I'm probably gonna get like 9 or 10 touchdowns every single damn year. That's why I like James Conner. We could talk about him from 20 to 20. That's fine. But I think James Conner is a type of player where like you could get at least 10 touchdowns. And he is underrated as a receiver too, I believe. I think he's I think he's a good damn running back, to be honest. I think he's one of the better running backs in football. So I like James Conner a lot and what he can do. So it's one of those things, man, that I really like about him. So all right, Trey, I already messed it up with our game plan. So give me the next question, Trey. Give me the next question.
So this is from Junk Dog. Do we have any stock in what Vic is saying? We'd be interested in going after Richardson if the Colts give up on
him. I don't know, man. All right. So with Anthony Richardson, the thing is with Anthony Richardson, man, and I'll say this. He has a 44% completion percentage.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the worst, right?
I don't know. It's one of the worst I've seen in I don't know, in a long time. Like it's that type of thing where it's like he has this issue with just completing like a simple pass. Like it's just kind of this, it's that type of thing at this point. Like he's just not completing the passes that you would like. And it's a big issue. Let's keep it real. It's an issue. And we can gloss over it. You know what I'm saying? You know, people talk about Lamar Jackson, that he couldn't throw and all those things, but Lamar was over 60%. You know what I mean? Like at any point in time, I don't know if there's ever a time that Lamar was under 60%. So for him to kind of be where he needs to be, we got a long gap. You know, because Cam Newton, he was around 59 to 60%, right? Cam Newton.
Mm-hmm.
But Cam, you know what I'm saying? That's still better than 44.
Yeah. way better.
You know what I mean? Like there's a gap. There's a gap here between where Richardson is right now and what you need just from a basic starting quarterback, like a basic throwing the football. You know what I mean? Like the basic type of, let's get the ball to this guy, give me the ball in rhythm. Like he's not doing that. Now, the flip side of that is that he's throwing deep a lot. Like he throws deep like every single play. He's throwing like over 20 yards, like 20% of the time. You could maybe say that is part of the reason that he's not completing a lot of passes, but we need him to bring it down. I mean, bring it up. Yeah. I at least if he was like 59%, I'd feel better about trading for him. It's just like, man, like he's still a project. And if you draft somebody, you know what I'm saying? You're kind of getting the same type of thing. So like you're going to trade for a project. Like what are we trading? Are we like not going to draft a quarterback at that point? Are we going to keep moving forward with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that the idea that we have? That's my thing with going after him, is like, what is the game plan? You know what I mean? That's my thing. So I don't know.
If I remember correctly, I remember you guys saying that he only has like one speed at throwing the ball. So is that the reason he doesn't take the check downs? Is that the reason he only throws the ball deep? Like,
I think Richardson sees the field pretty well. That's why he throws deep a lot. He sees a lot of things that like the average, like Jordan Love throws deep a lot too. Like Jordan Love is not a check down type of guy. It's Jordan Love's more accurate than he is. So Jordan Love's gonna hit a lot of those passes. But like Anthony Richardson, he's gonna be, you know, throwing deep too much where he's not taking some of those checkdowns, because a lot of times like he has really good pocket presence, so he's like stepping up, he's dodging things, but he's just throwing the ball 20 yards on the field, and that's not going to work all the time. I mean, the average quarterback who throws more than 20 yards, if you're completing 50% of those passes past 20 yards, you're having a great season. Yeah. So that means if you throw over 20 yards, there's a quarterback having a great season, he's only completing that pass, you know, every two passes. Right. Yeah. So if you're constantly throwing deep like that, eventually your completion percentage is going to keep tanking.
Dropping, yeah.
Because, I mean, the average completion percentage around there is like 44%. So you got to mix it up. And that's his problem. His problem is he can't mix it up.
Yeah, I would kind of be scared of that, me personally. I would rather take the chance on drafting someone and taking a chance in the draft and seeing what we can get right there. Anthony Richardson is good, man. He's just like, he wants to run. He wants to run and throw the deep ball. And I really want somebody that's patient, you know, that thinks pass first. And then if I have to run, then I'm going to run. But, I mean, how many times we done seen in the past 2 years where he dips that shoulder and tries to run through somebody's face, and then 2 plays later we see him limping to the sideline.
On the ground? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's my thing with him, dog. Like, it's like, I don't know. I really like Richardson coming out, though. But, like, just seeing him now, I'm like, it's a pause for me. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just a pause. All right, next question, Trey. What we got? What's the next one? What we got?
All right, so we got Raymond Espinez. Hey, look, please forgive me if I mess up a name.
Actually, I think we got one above that. I think we got Brendan. I see that.
Brendan?
Yeah, you see that one?
Oh, yeah. Okay. What do you think the learning curve will be since the players had a whole week off?
Do you mean like does he mean the offense? Like the learning curve for the offense? Or like
I mean, it's got to be the offense, because that's the only thing that kind of changed. It's going to change over this bye, I would think.
Okay, I'm going to say this. I think the learning curve is going to be really, hopefully they keep it simple and they don't change too much. I mean, this offense is bad enough, man. I'm tired of watching this offense, but I feel like I feel like that I am letting my members down by not doing the offense too much. But I'm just tired of it. Like, I can't do it. I feel like I'm going over the same problems. So hopefully they just change the running game and they change those things and they keep kind of the passing game the same. He was the passing game coordinator, right? So the passing game shouldn't change too much, right? You would think.
Yeah.
It's more about the running game. The running game is just predictable and they suck. I mean, it's no other way to explain it. It doesn't matter who's out there blocking. They just are so predictable that it just gets all messed up there. So it's just not a good look in the run game. So, you would expect these type of guys to fix these type of things, right? Like my boy Diego's talking about the 2-hand clamp, which is these guys are leaving their chest open. That's why you see Thayer Mumford getting lifted off the ground at 340 pounds and embarrassed, right? Yeah. So those type of things are happening, right? And that's a big part of it is they are just being coached poorly. So hopefully they just change the coaching points and they don't change the offense. So that would be my thing with that one.
Do you think Scott Turner and who did they bring in somebody else for the O-line? Do you think that they could really change the system and the way we run the ball?
They can. You good. They can, because it's the quickest thing that they can do is kind of like change things up really quickly, because those type of things, they happen. I mean, you could have to change the offensive line. That's one thing you can change, because they pick up things a lot faster. They're not like these type of let's say a quarterback or something like that. You could pick up an offensive lineman off the street and he can pick up these type of things. So you could change up the offensive line coaching, and these guys are used to that, and it could be quick. It could be a quicker type of reaction and change. But yeah, I think Joe Philbin can be able to fix those type of things, though. Like, he could fix that type of shit. Like, he could come in there and change the coaching points, right? Change how we're blocking, and these guys will understand it. They'll be able to pick it up quicker. It's not like picking up a quarterback. Let's say that.
Yeah. So that'll probably be that learning curve that he might have been talking about, as far as like the changes with the O-line, as far as the blocking scheme with running, or like you said, they probably not going to change too much in the passing game with Scott Turner being the pass game coordinator anyway. So
exactly. That'll be good. Exactly. All right, let's get to this next one, dog. What we got?
Now I think we're at my man Raymond.
Yeah.
I'm just leaving right there. Do you think we're bad enough to get Cam Ward?
Yes. Well, all right. Let's take a step back. Now, is the NFL as high on Cam Ward as college football fans are? That's the real question we got to ask ourselves. And that's the thought process I'm having. Like, I was hearing Tom McShay talk about him. It was a little weird, but I know Tom McShay and them are wrong, and I know that somebody's going to say that they're wrong and all that shit. But I think that the NFL is not as high on Cam Ward as college football fans are. So I think they always will have a chance at Cam Ward more than we think. I don't know if Cam Ward's going to go top 5. I honestly don't know how many of these quarterbacks are going to go in the top 10 at this point. It's besides Sanders. Sanders has the NFL pedigree, and he has more of the, what I would say, what's the word I'm looking for here? The NFL pedigree around him, being a former coach, son, and Deion Sanders and all that other shit.
And Brady.
And Brady and all that connections. I think that he will probably go top 10. But Cam Ward and like the Carson Becks and the Garrett Nussmeyers, those guys are a little bit up in the air right now. You see in a lot of these markets, and I like I said, I'm not saying that we should trust mock drafts right now, but people who are in the know, they're not as high on like some of these guys that we are high on. So I think they're going to have a chance to Cam Ward at any point. And I like Cam Ward, but Cam Ward does have to learn how to play NFL quarterback. And that's going to be a little bit of adjustment for him, is learning how to play NFL quarterback, because he's always playing for the home run. At Washington State, that started to bite him in the ass, like later on the season when his team wasn't good enough. In Miami, it's not, because the team is better. Right. But he is more like, Caleb Williams would play more in structure than he would. Like, Cam Ward does not like to play in structure at all. No. So that's the big thing with Cam Ward. So,
and just to, I'm gonna throw this out there for the end. My question for you is going to be your take on this Georgia Ole Miss game.
Okay, I got you. All right. What's the next question?
All right, so this is from Zeppelin. What kind of contract would you give Meredith this offseason? Do you see him as a full-time starter, and would you give him a starting money?
I do see Jordan Meredith as a full-time starter. I don't know if he would get starter money though. Like we talk about, like Robert Hunt money, what are we, like 20 million? Like what are we talking about? He can get a good 8 million from me, maybe get a nice little extra pay, because I don't know how much his buzz with outside the building would be. It depends on how he finishes the season. But Jordan Meredith is legit, dude. Like we're at 2 weeks of watching him play as a starter. Him and JPJ, I don't know if they're like best friends. I don't know if they go eat dinner together. I don't know what they do, but them two together is a little bit. They're a great package. They know what they're doing. They're pretty good over there. They know how to make it work, man. It is pretty special to watch them kind of go back and forth with that type of stuff. Because I guess from watching them, like, mess up stunts all the time and mess up all these other type of things that they like to do, and blitzes and all those things, those guys are on it. They're picking it up back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those things, man, where if you see those two guys working together, you want to keep that like that, in my opinion. I don't know if they expect to kind of just let him go. I don't know what his contract is. I don't know what his rookie contract is at this point, but I think it's a guy that you could throw like $6. I don't know what his market is, but you throw like $6 or $7 million at him. I'm sure he's never had that type of money. I'm sure
he's gonna stay. Yeah, he's gonna stay. Especially if they're playing with two players in one brain. That's how they're playing. Like connected. Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy that connection that they have. Like you said, like watching y'all show it, man. You really can see it. Yeah. Because it's like you said, the way they pass off stunts. We haven't seen that as Raider fans on the offensive line, and I don't know how long. And it just looks so fluent, man. And I just really want Dylan Parham to get back healthy so that interior of our offensive line, which was the part that we were worried about more than anything, the interior of the offensive line to really be something that we look at as being solid. And DJ, with DJ Glaze not playing bad either, so I like Jordan Meredith, but like I said, like you said, starter money, like you said, 6 or 7, he's gonna take that. He's gonna take that, and then maybe later on we'll have to, do some restructuring to that contract or something like that. But yeah, I agree with you
on that. Yeah, for sure, man. I guess Meredith is a restricted free agent, but I don't know. He plays good enough, man. He might keep going. All right, dog. Next question. What we got?
It's actually Salvador. Is it me, or is our D tackle group need a complete overhaul except for Wilkins, of course?
I mean, you can keep Adam Butler, right? Adam Butler is a good player, right? You got Adam Butler. Matthew Butler is not good. John Jenkins is old. He needs to go. But yeah, they got to draft. See, we either got to sign some DTs or they got to have to draft some. And when you have a top 5 pick, I mean, we know, and you need a quarterback, that kind of goes up the window to get an elite first round DT. You're gonna have to get a DT in the 2nd or 3rd round. They're gonna have to figure that out. But that's gonna be a focus of free agency, I believe, is beefing up this defensive line, because they're expecting John Jenkins to play well, and I think that's just not something that's going to work. Was John Jenkins playing well? Like, he's just too old. He's 35. He's done. You got to let that go. And besides that, I would say you got to kind of, I don't want to say this. They need DTL. Yeah, there's no other way to say it. I don't know what to say. Like, they need DT help, like, big time. And this whole team just needs depth. And I talk about this about Telesco all the time. They need some depth here. When you got Matthew Butler out there at this point, you know what I'm saying? Like the Ravens, they heard his safety. They have Eddie Jackson out there, and even though Eddie Jackson might be a little washed, I mean, you just feel better with Eddie Jackson.
Yeah. Than somebody that's just like a no name, or somebody that just
like the Harper guy. Who's the Harper dude? I don't know who. He played against the Rams game. He was playing. That's, you know what I'm saying. You don't want that. You want Eddie Jackson to come in, his old ass, being old. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like being old and like veteran. Maybe he makes a couple plays here and there. He gets burned, but you feel better about it because he's a veteran, and that's the type of depth you need. To me, that's what you got to go after. You got to go after those type of guys, that type of damn depth, where you're like, you know what I'm saying, like well, you feel better about somebody getting hurt. Like the Raiders, like Christian Wilkins got hurt. We're like, oh damn! Like we had there's no answer behind him. There's no young guy that they might have drafted. You know, because Brian Young got cut. I mean, you could make the case. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Nesta. Nesta ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? That's the 7th round pick. You can't depend on 7th round picks. I'm sorry. True. Like so they got to build some depth there, but behind Wilkins, they got drafted as replacement. I don't know how they're gonna do that, but yeah, they got to work on that. They got to work on that for sure, in my opinion.
Is it a D tackle in the league that might be coming up on free agency, or we might be able to pull him from somewhere with money, or do you got one in mind? Like somebody?
I don't know. I'm about to look right now, man, because I don't know what the free agents is looking like. For the DTs, let's see 2025. I'm gonna pull this up. DT, defensive tackle.
When was it? When did Vita Vea get paid?
I mean, Vita Vea is not going anywhere. I don't know why. I'm not even think about that one. There's DJ Jones, but he's 29. I mean, but he's still a good player. All these guys are old. I mean, Sebastian, no, I don't want Sebastian Joseph. Javon Kinlaw, you know. I mean, Cleveland Farrell. I mean, bring back Clee. You can bring back Clee, man. You can Clee come back. You know what I'm saying?
That one Raider fans will probably go crazy.
I mean, I don't know. The other Raiders fans probably wouldn't be mad if Clee came back on like a cheap contract, because I don't think Raiders fans wanted so bad to hate Cleveland Farrell, they just couldn't, because they couldn't do it. They wanted to hate him.
But he was job consistent, at least in the run game. We couldn't expect him to get a lot of sacks unless we played the Chargers.
Yeah.
But he was consistent in the run game.
Yeah.
I think Max would be happy.
Yeah. I don't know. Bring Danico Autry home. That's a good one. That's a good one. But it's not looking great in the free agencies here. For defensive tackle, I'm not gonna lie to you. They probably got to go to. It's kind of bare. It's a little bare over here. I mean, there's Levi Onzurike. I'm saying that right.
It was that serious of a name right there.
I mean, I liked him coming out. He's only 26. But he's ready to get some money. I mean, Jihad Ward, bro. You could bring back Jihad Ward that I'm looking at here. Mario Edwards. I mean, you could.
That's what I was thinking.
There's a lot of reunions. You guys some reunions. But I don't know.
Where's Devontae Wyatt at in his contract? Is he three? This is his 3rd year.
Which one? Who?
Devontae Wyatt in Green Bay.
What did he draft? 2022, I think.
Yeah, he came out.
He's still over there. He's still over there.
I think this might be his 3rd year.
I don't know. How is he playing? Is he playing well?
He's playing pretty decent.
Okay.
He's playing pretty decent. I mean, he's still the same kind of D tackle he was when he was at Georgia. As far as like he's great against the pass rush and decent against the run, but he's been looking good in Green Bay. So
okay. All right. I think we missed Bloody Raider 408.
What do you guys think happens with Michael Mayer? According to Vinny B, he's expected to be back soon. Heard it from Q on Raider Nation Radio.
To me, we just hope Michael Mayer's he got his mental health right. I mean, that's really all you can hope for.
Yeah,
to be honest.
In that sense, yeah.
I mean, you can't get too upset about that, man.
Nah, you gotta let that man just get his bearings back together, get back comfortable, get whatever he's going through, get past it, and just be there for him when he comes back. That's it.
Yeah.
But I did hear them say that. I did hear them say that on the radio, and I seen it on Twitter too. And I do remember Antonio Pierce saying something about he's very close, very soon he'll be back. So hopefully, because that now we can start seeing some 12 personnel that we haven't seen really all year.
Yeah.
I mean, Harrison Bryant looked all right, but I still want to see it with Michael Merritt.
Yeah, I'd rather see it with Michael Merritt too. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, I do like some Justin Shorter. I just want to see Justin Shorter get some targets. I don't know. I just watched this big black dude that's like 6'5" running down the field super fast, and I'm just thinking like somebody throw this dude the ball. Yeah, I just want to see it.
Desmond Ritter's gonna give him a chance.
I want to see Justin Shorter get some targets. It's I don't know. He was running on the field against the Chiefs, and I was like, God damn, because this dude runs. Somebody throw this dude the ball. Is he good? I don't know if he's good or not, if he sucks. Yeah. I want to find out myself. So I need somebody to throw Justin Shorter the ball. He intrigues me. He's just so big.
Yeah.
He's fast. He can move too.
And that's
like,
somebody
it's crazy.
In the red zone with his size. You know where they're struggling down there so much.
I don't know. I just be like he had another route against the Bengals where he was just running down, and I was just like, God damn, dog, you can run. Somebody just throw this dude the ball down the seam. Let's just see it. Okay, we're losing anyways. Let me see some Justin Shorter. I just want to see what he could do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
All right. Next question. What we got?
Okay, I'm pretty sure
Diego. We got Diego Payne in here. My dog Diego.
Okay, right here. Thoughts on which players you guys want to see re-signed? I think Morik back should be a priority one.
Morik, yeah, I like Morik. I like Nate Hobbs. I don't know how much Nate Hobbs is going to get though. I think Nate Hobbs is. I think some teams can see Nate Hobbs becoming Mike Hilton. Mm-hmm. Right. So I think Nate Hobbs is not somebody that you're going to let go for cheap, though. I think Nate Hobbs can go out in the market and get paid.
Oh, yeah. I believe that too.
Yeah. I think he can go get paid, and he can go to a good team that's going to really expect him to kind of perform. I really do. And use him in a different way and kind of put him, because I mean, he is the kind of the equivalent of Mike Hilton. Have you ever seen Mike Hilton guard somebody? I haven't really seen it, but I've seen Mike Hilton blitz and make a lot of tackles. Yeah. And Mike Hilton has made a living off that, right? You know what I mean? He's made a whole living. And I think Mike Hilton and Nate Hobbs are kind of synonymous. They're kind of basically the same player. So an NFL team is going to covet that. And I think Nate Hobbs can go get paid in the market. I think Morig he's a safety, so maybe teams aren't going to want to pay him. So I think the Raiders can easily bring him back. But Hobbs is going to be a little more difficult because he's a commodity. Teams love that slot player that can blitz. You know what I mean? I think he's going to be a big commodity with that, being a type of slot player that can blitz every single moment, and they can use him wherever. But yeah, somebody doesn't like Morik. Raider HI, he doesn't like Morik. He says Morik needs to go.
A lot of people probably feel like that because of a couple of those times where they thought he was the business decision guy, and Morik, my only problem with him is wrapping up. I'm like this, diving in, and like he just completely whiffs on somebody. That's about it. But his back end and like the way he blitzes and his knack to when the ball's in the air, like I like all that about him. Like he's one that I would really like to bring back, but like you said with Hobbs, I think it'll kind of be the opposite. But like you said, it won't be as much money, so we can kind of bring him back on a good number. But I do remember that the 49ers tried to get Hobbs on a trade, so he does have a nice market out there already for people that want to take him off this roster.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not like Hobbs is not looked around the league as a scrub. That's basically what you know what I'm saying. Like it's one of those things where he's one of those players where he might not make a Pro Bowl or something like that, but he has a role in the NFL. Like Hobbs has a role. He's effective. That's why some games and some game plans he just stands out. He just looks really damn good during the game. You know what I mean? Like so. It's one of those things with him. Like that's why I feel like he can be that type of player. In Raiders HI, we need all pro. We know we gotta draft those though, man.
Yeah,
we gotta draft those.
Yeah, that's that.
And we do have one. I mean, Brock Bowers might win all pro this year. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. He might win all pro.
He is as advertised.
He might win all pro for I that's no joke. But my bad. Some other players though. Let's hit some other because Spillane is free agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Spillane, it depends on the price. He could be replaced.
Yeah.
Like I know people a lot of Raiders fans, but he could be replaced. Spillane can be replaced. It depends on the price. I wouldn't mind bringing him back, but we'll see. John Jenkins, that's a no. I'm trying to think of some other players. Is Devon Diablo gone?
Yeah,
he needs to go.
What about Marcus Epps? Coming off the injury?
I think he can go too. Because I think Palomar is just as good as he is. I mean, is it really that much of a difference?
No. And Palomalo has a size.
Yeah, you know what I mean? There's not that much of a difference. And that's what I'm saying. You probably bring back Moreg. Because Moreg, that's what I'm saying. Moreg's doing a lot of things this year that, the fans aren't seeing because safeties are, you know what I'm saying? But he's playing the run a lot better. He's been tackling a lot better. I think that he needs to get better in maybe coverage and some of those things. But, everything else, man, he's fine. You know what I'm saying? So, playing zone and stuff like that. Of course, like Malcolm Kuntz. Somebody said Malcolm Kuntz. Yeah, Kuntz, of course. You guys know, if you're a fan of the show, you know I love me some Malcolm Kuntz. So, I'm really disappointed we didn't get to see him this year.
Yeah, I want to see that too.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to see him and Crosby go at it, but I didn't get a chance to see that this year too much. I'm really mad about that, to be honest.
Do you bring him back on a 1 year just to test that leg out?
I would, man. I mean, you're talking to the wrong person, Trey. You know I would. I don't know why you asked me that question.
That's true.
I don't know why you asked me that question. I'm gonna say yes.
That's true. I agree.
I'm gonna say yes, man. All right. Next question. I think we got K here. What's the next question? What we got?
Let me get up here. Yeah, right here. You think TT was saving enough cap space for the next season? Seems like this season was a chance for the team to work well together, then spend next season.
Yeah, I think he is for sure, but I wonder what the hell is he going to spend on? What are we spending on next year? I'm looking at this free agent list. If I just look like all positions, right? We're looking at some of his best free agents. I mean, of course, is my boy T. Higgins, which I hope he spends on. You know what I'm saying? T. Higgins, 25. It looks like he's gonna get 21 million. I mean, we could afford that, right? T. Higgins. Yeah. I mean, because he could sign T. Higgins and Amari Cooper if he really wanted to. He could just we talk about bringing guys back. He could do that. I mean,
easy.
Or Zach Martin. He's gonna just give Zach Martin money. Zach Martin's look kind of washed this year. Just Deshaunte. Just Buda Baker. I don't know. The Cardinals don't let Buda Baker go, do they?
Nah. Philly was trying to get him. I seen Philly was trying to get him before the deadline, and they were in talk.
No way they let Buda. He's like He is the Cardinals at this point. There's no way.
That is true.
that would if they did that, I would be like, yo, what are you guys doing? Because he literally is the Cardinals at this point.
I'm with Glenn though. What about Matthew Stafford?
I mean, Stafford, you have to trade for him.
Well, no, because if I remember correctly during the broadcast, they said they restructured his contract and took it from 5 to 4 years. So that 5th year he can get out, and this year is technically the year that he can be a free agent next year because of something they did to his contract.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like Stafford just stops you from drafting a quarterback. Because do you really draft a quarterback behind Matthew Stafford? Do you does an NFL team do it? I'm not saying I know fans would. I'm not saying all fans really but would an NFL team do it? Yeah. I don't think so. They're gonna be like, we got Matthew Stafford, let's go win a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna start loading up on everything around him. That's what they spend trying to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. I agree. That's pretty much like the Jets right now.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like that.
I'm with you on that.
You know what I'm saying? Season 21, we paid Adams 30. Yeah, see, cool story, bro. Exactly. You're with me here. But I'm just looking at these other free agents, man. You know, because Mike, I just hope they don't get like Mike Williams. I saw somebody ask about James Daniels, which I like. That's 27. He's for the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
He's 27. Byron Murphy is 26.
Yeah.
He might get paid though. Corners actually looks pretty good, man. The corners. I mean, there's Justin Reed from the Chiefs too. At safety. Ooh. If they get rid of Epps, right?
That is a good pickup, and because they're young, the Chiefs are young, so
yeah,
they could let him go.
Carlton Davis too. He's a free agent.
That's Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Charvarius Ward is a free agent. So, like, a DB, there's a lot of guys, actually. Look at this. There's a lot of guys. I would like Budda Baker. Budda Baker would change this whole locker room.
Yeah. No, because, I mean.
Budda Baker and Maxx.
That would be crazy. And Christian. That would be crazy. So, like, I mean, of course, we got Jack for another year.
Yeah.
And Jacorian is starting to come into himself. So, I mean, if you don't bring back Nate, do you get somebody to fill that spot? Or
see, the thing, you can move Jacorian inside. He played inside in college.
Okay.
He just can't tackle. So that's the problem. He can't tackle. So I don't know if he could play him inside the NFL. He can't tackle. That's pretty.
Yeah,
that's pretty known.
We've had games where Nate led us
in tackles. Exactly. The Falcons drafted behind. You were shocked about that, though, Kayla.
The world was shocked.
Don't act like you weren't shocked.
Especially Raider fans, but the world was shocked after that. I mean, the whole.
You were shocked, though.
The whole like draft panel was up there like with the wide eyes, like, did they really just do that? It was, yeah.
Joseph has a good point. No one can tackle this year, but Ja'Cory Bennett definitely can't tackle. I know that. All right. Let's get to know. Next question here. No, I think we got no name, but he's got a Ben Johnson question here.
Where we at?
So you got my name. You see it?
I haven't got to it yet. I'm gonna let you pull it up. Oh, I see it right here. I got you.
Okay, I got you. Here you go.
If Ben Johnson has a pick of teams in the offseason, what chance do you think that the Raiders would honestly have? I feel like Mark is the type of owner that will be willing to throw money at a guy like him.
I mean, if you okay, so let's talk about some of these coaching vacancies that might come up. I think the Bengals are going to fire their coach, right? I think. I mean, who doesn't throw to Jamar Chase out of two? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is it even an option? Trey Hudson? I know that's not on Burrow, and we could be like, Burrow should throw to Chase regardless. But who calls a play for Trey Hudson to when you're 4-5 and you're in the division? And Jamar Chase has 243 yards and 3 touchdowns. He just made an incredible catch. And then you have him isolated all the way to the left. There's nobody around him. All the safeties are over here. They're crowding the box. You got him isolated. And you call timeout. You let the play clock run out. You call timeout. And then you throw to Trey Hudson. Yeah, he's out. He's getting fired.
Yeah.
So
it's overthinking it.
Yeah, exactly. So he gets fired. Bears coach is probably getting fired, right? He's 0-18 on the road on Sundays. He's getting fired. They're going to have some more road games, right? They're not playing on Monday night or Thursday night every week. They're going to have some more road games. 0-18 on the road on Sundays. He's out of here.
Yeah, that's done.
And then I'm trying to think of some other guys. I mean, Doug Peterson, he's out of here.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of these teams have good quarterbacks.
What about Stefanski?
I mean, will they fire Stefanski for real, though? Yeah, they might fire, but this Sean Watson's there. Nobody wants to go Sean Watson. Okay,
that's true.
So Ben Johnson is gonna have his pick of the litter at this point. So he's gonna go to a team that's quarterback. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys.
Or he knows to get a quarterback,
or knows that can get one. But if you're a coach and you're becoming a coach, and I've seen Trevor Lawrence play, I can examine his film in the NFL. I can watch all his film. Like, there's a better chance of me reviving Trevor Lawrence than me drafting some guy and hoping. Right, for Ben Johnson. Or same thing if he gets Caleb Williams, right? Caleb Williams opens up.
Yeah. Oh man,
I can go coach Caleb Williams And I got some weapons over there. I got Roma Dunze. I got DJ Moore. I got
Keenan Allen.
I got Keenan Allen's kind of washed, but
yeah, Cole Kmet. You got Kmet.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's more options there, and the Raiders just don't have like if I'm Ben Johnson, I would go to a place with an established quarterback who have these kind of like I'm saying if they fire Joe Burrow. Ben Johnson's going to the Bengals. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's
oh my god, that's the perfect spot.
He wouldn't even think twice. He would go straight to the Bengals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where he's gonna have his pick of the litter, and because everybody wants him, man. Every fan base that exists, guys. We're not the only fan base that is watching the Lions score 40 points a game and be like, we want that. We're not the only one. So, you know what I mean?
My thing with Ben Johnson is, so I'm going to ask you, because I honestly, I don't know, and I actually can't remember. Has he developed a quarterback?
Well, he hasn't.
Or did he come in with...
I mean, you could say... Okay, I would say that he's designed a great offense for Jared Goff. Jared Goff is a quarterback that throws to the middle of the field really well, right? He can throw the field really well. So Ben Johnson has designed a whole offense of Diggs and Amon St. Ra. I actually said the actual Egypt name, Amon St. Brown. St. Brown. But like, you know, say he's designed a whole offense around him that he's like has the ability to kind of like design a great offense around the quarterback that he has. So you know what I'm saying? So like Jared Goff throws a dig route. Like him and Matthew Stafford probably throw the best dig routes in the football. And that's what Ben Johnson does all the time. Play action, dig routes. Even when it's pure snap, it's a dig route. It's dagger, but it's not like Josh McDaniels run dagger. He's actually dressing it up and doing it from different areas. But you know what I'm saying? Like Jared Goff could throw the hell out of a dig route. So when you watch the Lions, if you guys watch the Lions this week, watch how many times they're throwing to the middle of the field.
Yeah, they go there a lot.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
Yeah, they go there a lot, and that's on purpose because that's the best thing he does. But that's what you want from a coach, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to adapt to his quarterback.
Yeah.
I got one more question for you on that.
I got you. What's up?
Going to be a head coach, because I was thinking this myself. Does he Josh McDaniels it?
I mean, it depends. I don't know.
That's the only thing I would be worried about.
But you gotta, to be honest, I think you gotta worry about that with every head coach.
Okay.
I think when you're taking a first-time head coach, you're taking that chance. When you take an offensive coordinator, you're taking that chance. And you just kind of got to hope that the interview goes well and they do the right thing. I mean, Josh McDaniels talks a big game, and I'm sure he had a great interview. I'm sure he talked a huge game, said I'm different. You know what I'm saying? But now he gets Mike Lombardi saying the Raiders were coach hard and they wanted to smoke cigar. Like, but they also wanted to enjoy their lives. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
I hate that guy, man.
I hate Mike Lombardi.
I did not like him, man. And he just finds people to just like anybody that's gonna say something bad about the Raiders, and then he's like, oh.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know why he talks so much about the Raiders, man. Al fired you, didn't he? Is it like? Yeah. All right, man. All right, so let's get to the next question. Go ahead.
If the Raiders keep AP and the Dolphins falter down the stretch, is Mike McDaniels for OC worth a shot? If AP leaves, do they throw a bag at Joe Brady or Todd Monken?
I don't know about Joe Brady. Is Joe Brady head coach? I don't know about Joe Brady. I mean, let's think about some other head coach. I mean, I feel bad for doing this AP because he ain't been fired yet. I know we were all assuming he's going to get fired. He ain't been fired yet, right? We're assuming. This is a big assumptions.
Yeah.
So I hate talking about head coaches because, he's the first-year head coach, and, they never know. They might give him another shot. He'd have a quarterback. There's a whole bunch of excuses that you could make if you're an owner. Like, okay, he didn't have a quarterback. Maybe let's see what happens if we get him a quarterback that can actually get it done. You can make the case that they pick these quarterbacks, and that's their fault. But I think that Mike McDaniels at OC would be a great pickup, but I feel like Mike McDaniels, he's only lived with Kyle Shanahan. I think he would go right back.
there.
I think he would. I think he'd go right back to Kyle. Him and Kyle are boys. Like he's followed Kyle everywhere. I don't know. Yeah, he probably texts Kyle every single day. He probably misses him. So I think he goes right back to San Francisco if he gets fired. I don't know if they fire him though. I think he's gonna get it. He made the playoffs twice, back-to-back years.
And same thing, quarterback situation.
Yeah. He's lost his quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, he's made Tua look really good. You know, Todd Monken would be interesting. Even though he's not in those coaching names, I think I know people don't like defense coaches, but like somebody like Aaron Glenn would be too if they can't get Ben Johnson. I think that would be a good one. Trying to think of some other guys that are out there, but I mean, don't sleep on Bill Belichick if they get fired. I mean, people hated that rumor.
Yeah,
but
and it really, really could happen. But the only reason I feel crazy about that is for what Robert Kraft said about the exit with Brady and Belichick, and how that whole thing went down when he was talking about that when he was on Hot 97, but the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
So that just kind of makes me, kind of like, I don't know if Brady really, really, really would want to bring Belichick back in, but it could be a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, Belichick could be out of time and date a 24-year-old girl. I mean, might change his perspective on life.
Coming outside with his shirt off, he's
like a Halloween picture the other day. I don't know if you saw it, but he's like a Halloween thing. You might be a changed man. You might not be the same uptight guy. You know what I mean?
And he had so much praise from Maxx when he was on the show with him. So you never know. What about somebody from college?
I don't like doing that. I don't want to do that.
Leave him there.
I know, Trey. You want Kirby Smart? I know, Trey. What about Kirby Smart?
He's a winner.
I mean, maybe because that'll probably be the only guy because he's came up under Saban. Mm-hmm. Maybe he was in the NFL once, wasn't he? He had to be in the NFL at some point.
Not that I remember.
No, never. Okay, but
I think he's always been with Saban.
Okay. Because like Saban, Saban had the NFL ties too, but maybe they hire Nick Saban. Maybe you can get Nick Saban, get that itch, man. Get that.
Hey, he come back and do it again, man. You never know. It didn't work out good the first time, but
Well, yeah, because he didn't take Drew Brees like an idiot. I mean, that's why it didn't work out for him. They played great defense. They played great D though. Like I'm getting real. They did play great D with him. He just had I don't know. I have no idea who his quarterbacks were.
That's the thing. If Kirby came in, the defense would probably play great. I don't know about offense.
Yeah, you got to pick an offense, right?
Yeah.
All right, what we got? My man Zeppelin.
How long would you wait to draft a running back this upcoming year? I know it's a deep class, but I hope that they take one in the second round, really hoping for Caleb Johnson or Quinshon Judkins.
See, I haven't got to the running back class yet, but I know it's really good. I heard it's really good. The dude from Iowa is really good. I don't know if he's one of these guys' names, but I think that dude's really good.
South Carolina's running back's good too.
Yeah. South Carolina got a good running back. It's supposed to be like a really stacked running back class. So I would expect the Raiders. This is what I'm saying. It's hard because the Raiders do need to go DT. I don't know if they're gonna be able to do that in free agency. I don't like how they evaluated free agency this year. The running backs, I really don't trust them, to be honest. And Dylan Lobby, they drafted Dylan Lobby, and Dylan Lobby fumbled, and he hasn't.
It's been a wrap ever since.
We haven't heard. He got one carry. He's been gone.
I still want to like if it's that time of the year, bring back your boy Britton, man. Let Britton get some touches.
They love Madison. They love Madison running into the back of JPJ. That's nothing we can do about it.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man, because you got all these people that like love him. And then like I said this from the jump when we drafted Zamir. I said he's a home run hitter running back. He's not going to find a hole. He's not even looking for it. If he sees it in front of him and it's open, he's going to hit it and he's gone. But it's just they got to do something different, man. Do something different at running back because, like you said, it's starting. Draft one. Draft one as soon as possible.
As soon as possible. as soon as possible. All right, so let me get this quick. I mean, we're just talking. We're almost at an hour already. Let me get through these. Would you rather have an older team or a younger team that can learn? A young team.
So. Yeah, because you can mold them.
Mm-hmm. All right. What we got here? We got.
Is there any chance we keep JPJ at center? Can Andre James play guard?
You just got to cut James.
Yeah, cut your ties. Let him go.
We got Meredith and Parham. Meredith is legit. it trips me out watching it sometimes. We're like, man, we literally let this guy sit on the bench for years and he's like this. He's legit. Yeah, that's a legit guard, man. It's pretty damn good. He's had two great games in a row. He's played great 2 weeks in a row. And then JPJ played great. Parham was playing great before he got hurt. I think those three could really get it done next year.
With Glaze?
Yeah, with Glaze. And then Colt Miller coming back. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's a good look. I was just about to ask you that, like, about Colt Miller. Because a lot of people are on the fence of, like, is it time?
He's playing well, man. Don't listen. I would say is I know people saw him get beat by Myles Garrett and get his ass kicked and gave it like I don't know what he did with Myles Garrett, and I know he was playing a little bad to start the season,
but he got back in his group. I've seen his PFF grades going up like every week.
And the thing is, like, if we get into the whole offseason, him getting healthy again, and then you have Miller, you have Jordan Meredith, you got JPJ, Dylan Parham, and DJ Glade. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
Glaze is going to get better. Glaze has shown enough to me where, like, okay, he's solid already. He's a solid right tackle in the NFL already.
Yeah.
Right. So we get to year 2, like he's going to get better, which means that he's going to maybe become a good NFL right tackle, right? Mm-hmm. You got tackles that are really good. You got JPJ who already showed at center that he's a stud. I mean, I watched the film, it was over. Like, okay, you're dope. They moved Parham back to right guard like they should have. That's the only good thing James Craig did was he moved Parham back to right guard. Parham was balling. He was the best player on offense for like the first 5 weeks till he got hurt. Then you add in, like you're saying, like Jordan Meredith and all those guys. You got a good offensive line for a young quarterback that could protect him. So
and then you take away that thing where they open up their chest. And then they're probably going to be even better after that when they show them a new technique of actually blocking and, instead of opening the gate and letting, Trey Henderson run through your face. So.
Yeah. Mumford needs to be cut. He should have been cut after that game.
After that, we let Leatherwood go after, we let him keep coming back after a couple terrible mishaps out there like that, man. So got to kind of give Mumford a little bit. He did good last year, so I'll give him a small pass.
I feel you. All right, we got my dog, just another DJ.
If Graham does not return, AP does. What would be a good fit for this team?
It's a good damn question. I would say somebody that can play. How do I say this? Somebody that could use Trayvon Moehrig and the safeties correctly, get them more into like maybe a too high look. I would say it depends on what they do with Hobbs, because Hobbs needs to play more cover 3. He needs cover 3 look, right? So that's really what he is. He's more of a cover 3 corner. And this team is, and the way the team is put together on defense, there's still a Gus Bradley put together type of thing. Yeah. So I guess I would lean more to like a cover 3 type of guy, but those guys don't exist anymore. So it's like, like if you think about it, for most of these defenses, there's not a lot of guys who are focused on that. So it would have to be, man, who would they bring in as defensive coordinator? To me, it would have to be like somebody that got like fired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That'd be a good question right there.
Like, yeah, it's like,
what about Vrabel?
Would Vrabel want to work for Antonio Pierce or something? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who's the coach? See, I don't know. I hate trying to fire Antonio Pierce already, but
yeah. I don't want to either. I think he should get at least the same amount of time that Josh McDaniels had. Yeah. At least a year and a half. Give him a quarterback and let's see what he does. But that's a real tough one. Is there like an up and coming like linebackers coach or somebody that's trending upwards to be a good defensive coordinator?
Not that I can think of. I mean, there's a good one. See my big Robert Saleh.
Where's he?
Yeah, he is a cover 3 guy. Yeah, he's talking about Sean Desai's not bad. JP 51 is right. It would be a year and a half after this season. Technically. Technically, yes, but it's like technically no. You know what I mean?
So, if you add those in, if you add last year in though, then you kind of got to give him another 6 months after this season. Another 6 or 7 games after this season, because if you add last year in, he actually finished well. He had the team playing well.
See, I would look at it like this. I think last year it still wasn't his team, right? I think this year this is his team. This is supposed to be his makeup, his thing, whatever. And I don't know how much he's changed inside the locker room. Like, we're not in the locker room. I don't know how much he's changed his demeanor of actually getting the power. Because there's a difference between having an interim and you're basically on a trial, right? I'm on a trial. I'm trying to get this job, than actually having the job. There's a difference. And I don't know how he's handling the locker room. I don't know. I've heard some things that, some people don't like some of the things that he does and the way he approaches things. And you kind of see, I thought it was super interesting that he fired James Craig and the quarterback coach. To me, that kind of showed a little bit impulsiveness, because firing Luke Getsy is fine. But I still don't know what did he do? What did the quarterback coach do? Why did he just take your friends, but you know what I'm saying? And take your boys, which, you know what I mean? Like, what is that about? So, you know what I mean? Like, is he handling things well?
Yeah. That's what I think this year's for. To learn from the mistakes that he makes through this season. To see how he can, adapt to the situations with him being the head guy. Because like you said, it is different. It is different when you're the head guy. It's a different type of pressure that you have on you.
Yeah.
Now, this is the first time us being back, us seeing you since it happened. So, the Norv Turner and Scott Turner being named the OC, how do you feel about Norv being back?
I don't know how much he's going to input. I don't know. Norv doesn't run the West Coast, man. He's an Air Coryell guy. So, Air Coryell is the Chargers, Cardinals from the 70s and 80s. Is what Air Coryell is. Norv Turner is one of those guys. He's a disciple of that. That's what the Cowboys used to run in the 90s. It's what Bruce Arians ran for years. That was his system. I've tried to figure out who else ran that system, but that was the main system that a lot of NFL's teams were using before the evolution of the West Coast, which is half the reason why I think NFL offenses take so long to pick up, because everybody's running the same damn offense. But he's not gonna be able to change the whole offense. So I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't even know what his input. You don't know West Coast offense, man. What are you gonna do? You're Air Coryell guy, and Scott Turner. Scott Turner's a little bit of a mixture of both. So maybe I don't know. It didn't make any sense. Scott Turner's a big boy. He was coaching at Washington for 3 years. He didn't need his daddy to come make sure he's doing okay. Why I wouldn't even want that if I was a kid. I'm like, Dad, why are you coming here?
You want to come watch over my shoulder or something.
Yeah. Why is my dad coming to help me out? You know what I mean? Where the hell?
He probably side-eyed Antonio Pierce, really.
What the fuck is my dad coming? All right.
Who will be our number one receiver next year? Any guess other than T. Higgins? Any studs available in the draft? That has to get put in there when they're talking to you.
Other than T. Higgins. That's a good question, man. That's a good question. See, I just wish I had more draft stuff, man. I've been watching these quarterbacks. I wish I've done more deep dive into these positions. But you have to think about this. We're drafting a quarterback top 5. So it's like, what are we getting in a one wide receiver for sure? Yeah. That's gonna be the crazy part. You know what I mean? Like,
it's gonna be second.
I don't know. Like, I'm looking at. I mean, I'm looking at these guys with free agents like Deontay Johnson. That's a.
And he's mad in Baltimore already,
right? You know what I'm saying? And you got Jacoby Myers, right? Jacoby Myers is gonna stay, right? They're not trading him. You could add Deontay Johnson. I mean, then you can, of course, there's my boy T. Higgins, of course.
Yeah.
And then some of these other guys, like some of these other wide receivers. I mean, they might go. I'm scared they're gonna go after Mike Williams. I'm scared of that. That's what I'm really scared of.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't want. Like my one of the guys at my job, he's a Jets fan, and he was just like, "Man, y'all can have him." I'm like, "Bro, I don't want Mike. I don't want Mike." I mean, in this situation with Devontae leaving, just to have him out there like right now in this season, yeah. But like next year when you're really trying to like play and win something, yeah, I can go without Mike Williams.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because I'm thinking all the best wide receiver. People don't like this wide receiver class. I've seen people talk about it. They don't like it like that.
No, it's not one of the better ones.
Yeah,
now, but I will say this to that question: we do got another one receiver already. His name is Brock Bowers.
Yeah. See, the thing is, what I'll say, because everybody remembers when Darren Waller was the best wide receiver on this team, right? There's just some limitations to your offense when the tight end is the best wide receiver. So that's why you need one. You need a wide receiver one to go in with the tight end. But we kind of saw like sometimes the offense could just die out because the tight end's got to block sometimes.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean?
Away.
Yeah.
And it seems like we forget about Brock Bowers from the second to the third quarter anyway.
I don't know what it's about. I can't explain that. I can't explain that stuff, man. I mean, Jacoby Myers is balling, so Jacoby's taking the targets right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. People are like, why is Myers not getting the ball? It's because Jacoby is balling. That's why. That's why he's not getting the damn ball. Jacoby's balling.
I can take that right.
Jacoby is balling. and like I said, I showed this on the last episode where the Bengals review. I mean, there was a play where Jacoby Myers is wide open and threw the Bowers. So,
that on the outside route where he leaked out.
Yeah,
and they hit Bowers, and Bowers, like you said, it was a good pass, but if you look to the other side, you got a like easier,
Yeah, he's catching that. He's just,
he's still going. He's probably still running.
Yeah.
Thoughts on how much the bye week will help Maxx? I feel like he hasn't looked as dominant since his injury.
That's a good question. Yeah, I think Maxx just needs some rest, man. I think Maxx is not having the greatest season in the world. I don't think he's as dominant. He's still making plays. Don't get me wrong. Don't yell at me, Raiders fans. Okay. I just don't think he's as dominant this year as he has been, but he has been injured. He's playing through an injury, so it definitely could help him a lot. He's not getting a lot of help, and I think at times he's like freelancing and trying to do too much. And I think BD showed a little bit this last episode of him just like not containing and things like that, and just him just trying to make a damn play.
Yeah.
And I think he's stressing him out a little bit because everybody around him is, especially on the D line. I mean, the people next to him. When he had Christian Wilkins, he was just balling, right? Now he's trying to do too much. I mean, because you think about it, like it was supposed to be him and Kuntz and Wilkins. Wilkins is out, Kuntz is out. It's just Crosby at this point. Tyree Wilson is he's getting better. He's not like making a lot of. He's not dynamic at this point. So
he's starting to have a better get off though.
Yeah,
he's have a better get off. I need him to get more than one move, as a pass rusher, but it's working.
Yeah,
it's working. His strength is starting to show. He's starting to notice, like, I can really lift up these NFL tackles too, and move them out of my way. So
yeah,
like that.
Yeah. People say Brock Bowers. I'm not saying that, but Darren Waller. Come on, guys. Darren Waller was really damn good when he was.
Yeah, he was.
I know how it ended, but man, those 2 years, Darren Waller was a baller. You guys know that.
I remember that screen in Denver.
Yeah,
80 yards.
Darren Waller is a baller. Like when he was healthy here, he was a baller. And but what I mean by that is like there's at times where, and this is how I think how teams need to beat the Chiefs, is that when you make Travis Kelce block and he has to stay in and chip,
take him away.
I mean, the reason why Brock Bowers got no targets against the Steelers is because he had to help against TJ Watt. They were terrified of TJ Watt, and he had to help, and that's kind of one of the reasons why he didn't get that. So,
and I'm pretty sure they did it with him because was it last year when they tried to block him with like Jacoby Myers?
Yeah,
and like he just like runs through Jacoby, like they try to like crack it. He's just like, man, got it, you know? And yeah. So they learned from that.
You know? Yeah. Man. All right, here we go. We got
the NFL Stock Exchange guys. Did they save the franchise?
Exit. I don't for the Raiders.
Yeah, for the Raiders, they were saying the Raiders should try to go get Joe Brady or Todd Monken to make a lateral move. You think that can happen?
Where's Joe Brady getting?
Yeah, a lot of
these coaching. Joe Brady's a head coach. I don't know about that. I don't know about Todd Monken. I can deal with that a little bit because he comes from like with Joe Brady. I don't know about Joe Brady. I don't know if they hire Joe Brady. I'd be like, okay, that's cool. I mean, it would probably be pretty good offense, but like Joe Brady just doesn't scream leader to me when I look at Joe Brady. You know what I mean? He doesn't scream head coach.
I agree.
That's just like hiring just a guy because he has good offense. Ben Johnson still comes from the Lions. They're like a tough team, and there's something with that. But yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, who head coach right now is like performing really well.
Except, what Dan Campbell.
Well, I mean, this year I'm talking about like a new coach that came in like.
Oh, new.
I guess Harbaugh maybe.
I mean, is he though? Like, because are they
5-3? What are they?
I thought they were 4. I thought they were 4 and something. Maybe I'm wrong, but
they're 5-3. But like, I mean, they play defense though. I mean, Jesse Minter is more. I think somebody asked a question about Jesse Minter. I'm gonna get to that, but I don't know, man. I don't know about that. All right, let's get to this next one. What do we got?
Schefter was talking on TV saying, "Why would he, Johnson, go in division to historically badly run franchise, which is interesting."
Yeah, that was my point. Like we Caleb Williams or Desmond Ridder, and hopefully you get the right quarterback. That's what I mean. That's if I was Ben Johnson, I would go Caleb Williams. So
yeah.
Do you think
the Raiders are tanking in the wrong year with this QB draft class?
All right, guys. Joshua, you shouldn't ask this question because my answer is yes. It's not.
This isn't the class.
I just don't. I think Shedeur Sanders is good, but I wouldn't take him over Drake May, Jaden Daniels, or Caleb Williams. Same with Cam Ward. I think they're good NFL prospects. They're not great NFL prospects. Like Shedeur Sanders doesn't have a big enough arm for me to be like, he is like for sure. Like there's some passes that like kind of just float a little bit.
Travis Hunter comes back to a lot of balls.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like and he just can't get too much velocity outside the numbers. He has more velocity in the middle of the field than he has outside the numbers. But he's a very accurate quarterback, and he's more just safe. Where I feel like, okay, I know he's gonna be like a top 20 guy. I mean, he'll be as good as least as Bo Nix is. Shedeur Sanders, I know that right away. I'm getting at least Bo Nix, right? Yeah. And Bo Nix is everywhere, but I know with Shedeur Sanders, I'm getting a safe player. I think with like Cam Ward or somebody like that, or even Carson Beck. I think Carson Beck. I don't know what Carson Beck's problem this year. I watched him on film the other day. I don't know. Like his footwork sucks now for some reason. I don't know what the hell is wrong with him.
Please don't get me started.
I don't know what the hell happened to him.
I mean, it's just he's throwing. I'm looking at it and like Florida game. You're trying to throw the ball to a guy cutting across midfield.
Yeah.
It's 3 people right there. You're not getting rushed. You got outside the rush and you reset your feet and you still throw this pass. And it's 3 people right there. Your receiver is in the middle on the backside of 2 of them. I'm like, Carson, what are you looking at? And it's like a whole bunch of plays like that. But then he comes out and throws like 9 or 10 starts back to back to bring the team back. And it's like, where's all this at when you're throwing 19 picks in a game, man? And then you come out and you look like a whole nother quarterback. Like, it's crazy. It really is. It's frustrating and it's crazy.
I don't know what's wrong with him. So I mean, I actually like Nussmeier from LSU. Like, I was really impressed with this game against Ole Miss I watched today. But he's only a 1-year starter. I can't do one. I don't want the Raiders to draft a 1 year. I can't do it. No offense to Garrett. I hope Garrett, you to come back. You look really good on film, and I can see why Dane Brugler has him as QB1. I get it, but like, you throwing like 300 passes in college? Nah, no way. Not for me.
How you feel about Jackson?
Jackson Dart? See, I haven't gotten to Jackson Dart. I tried to get to some of those guys, but I don't know. I just don't trust Lane Kiffin. But Jackson Dart does a big arm. But
I liked him last year.
I don't know. But to me, the Raiders would be picking in the top 5, in my opinion. So if they take Jackson Dart in the top 5, I would be upset.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I mean, if their plan is to take Jackson Dart, like, maybe round 2, which would piss every Raiders fan off. Like, they draft like Travis Hunter and then go get a quarterback in round 2, which I think would be stupid, but it is what it is. Then yeah, I mean, you could do that, but I don't know about like going to.
Yeah, I agree. Doesn't USC have a decent quarterback too?
No, he got benched, man. Miller Morris.
So that was him. I don't know why I was thinking it was Nussmeier. I was like, why would they bench him? But it was USC's quarterback. Okay.
Yeah. No, Nussmeier gets. He texted it. I mean, he played well, but I just watched this film today against Ole Miss, man. That dude, he was impressive. But that's my thing, is that he's only. I mean, how many passing snaps does he have at this point? Like maybe 300. Like, nah. Like, you got to play
Alabama this weekend. Got to be a good test.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a lot of talent though. It's and he makes some great throws. It's just, you can fall in love with it, but he hadn't played enough. So, and you're playing with fire when you have a guy who doesn't play a lot. You're asking for a bust.
Trey Lance.
Yeah, you're asking for a bust.
Trey Lance. I mean, what's my man at the Colts we were just talking about, Anthony Richardson?
Yeah. He had like 400 passing snaps in college.
Yeah,
and look at him. You know what I mean? Like, that shit matters, and that's why if Garrett Nussmeier come out, the Raiders might take him, and I would be like, okay, we can work with it, but I would be worried because he didn't play in college football
to see enough.
Yeah, exactly. Where's John Gruden going? I said the Bengals earlier, but I don't know anymore. But somebody's hiring John. Maybe the Saints. Maybe he does go to New Orleans.
That's what I'm thinking. He's going back.
Derek, man. Derek. He loves him some Derek Carr. He does. He loves his Derek Carr. Will
Vrabel follow Brady to Vegas? That's what
That's a possibility.
Yeah, that's what
I mean, we're assuming that AP got fired, but yeah, that's a possibility. It is.
Or would AP just say, "Hey, you got this. I'll go back to DC."
No, that's not happening, bro. He's getting fired, Doc. This ain't Vance Joseph going back to the Broncos, which I thought was crazy. Like, why are you going back to the team that fired you? Like,
to go take a lesser role.
I mean, that takes a lot of pride, in my opinion. Just go back to like your old job as a lesser role, and like do you go to the old head coach office sometimes? Like, damn, I was here.
Yeah, this should be. You're talking to Sean Payton like, yeah, I used to. My kids' pictures over there.
Yeah, I actually used to sit in that exact seat sometimes. I used to be like right there with the exact seat. Like, you know what I mean? It's weird.
I knew I left this right here when I was in.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, he does have that defense balling though. So, yeah, I guess that's kind of like, hey, take this.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird to me. Jesse Minter. I would take Jesse Minter, actually. I mean, I wouldn't mind Jesse Minter. Because I know the mentality. He comes from Harbaugh, the mentality he comes with. So, what we got here? What's this one?
Reporters say Shador has character issues. Not sure if it's true, but if it is, does that make a difference for the Raiders' decision? Would Cam Ward come in to play, or are the Raiders all in on Shador?
I think they're all in on Shador.
He's all in on the Raiders too.
I don't think they care either. I don't think he care about his personality. I think they're going to handle it. The problem, who's going to have the problem with the personality, is the Raiders media and their dumb questions. It ain't going to be us. Shout out my Raiders media friends, but if you're watching this, but I'm sorry, there's some dumbass questions. You know who's going to have a problem with Shador Sanders? Hondo Carpenter. All due respect to Hondo asked some funny questions. That's who would have a problem with
and they're kind of like,
you know what I mean? Like,
so do you guys think?
You know what I mean? Like that's who will have a problem with Shador Sanders. It ain't us.
Yeah, I agree.
You got to talk to the Raiders media. They would have a problem because Shador Sanders would like look at them like they're like, what the hell are you asking me after this game?
And he's really gonna give him that look like, next question.
Yeah. I read this question because
Did you guys see the CBS article about the Raiders team meeting where the players expressed concerns with the coaching staff?
See,
I've not seen anything.
I didn't see about this, but I've been hearing about this. I'm hearing about it. I really haven't said anything on the show because I'm not that type of guy to do this. Oh, I got the sources, but I've been hearing that. So
I seen somebody say something like that on Twitter, but I didn't.
I've been hearing it. Yeah, they're not. But that's what I was talking about. Like when AP last year, when he was trying out for the job, and then you get the actual power, you might change up a little bit.
He's got to learn that. That's one thing he has to learn from. He has to learn. I mean, in all honesty, how good did we really expect AP to be this year? Did we expect him to come in and be like, oh my gosh, this is like this amazing Hall of Fame head coach in his first year? Like, I expected the team to play better. I expected to see a lot more fight.
But I think Trey, we expected more from the defense. I mean, I know players are hurt. That's a big factor. Okay. But I think it's a defense. I think Raiders fans are done with him because he's supposed to be a defensive guy. The defense sucks.
Yeah. But like I said on Twitter, but isn't that like how does that jump over Patrick Graham and go straight to him?
But that was the whole thing was like we're gonna play defense, and these dudes suck on defense again. That's just not. It's not a good look for him. You know what I mean?
Physical. They're not doing any of that stuff that we wanted to see, like the stuff that had everybody ready to run through a wall this offseason. We're not seeing any of that.
Exactly. All right, get these questions quick, man. What we got here?
Is there too many cooks in the kitchen with all the advisors AP has on top of us having the biggest coaching staff in the league?
Yes,
I agree too.
I'm just gonna say yes to that. I'm
not gonna... Many Chiefs, not enough Indians.
There we go.
What makes good coordinators fail as a head coach? Just trying to focus on the O. Is it just trying to focus on the O too much?
I think they're just not leaders. Like, because you have to think about like being a head coach. You're the leader at that. You're not the offensive coordinator anymore. You are the leader of the team. Yeah. The head coach is the leader of the football team. I mean, yeah, players lead. I see those quotes. Great teams, players lead. Yeah, whatever. No, the coach is the leader. The team becomes your identity.
Yep.
Right. And it's just like any job. If you go to a job and you have a great boss and you work great for your boss, you become the identity of your boss. It's like any job like that. So if you are the head coach, you come with a great identity and you're a leader, the team takes in your identity. Like you look at Kevin O'Connell, right? Kevin O'Connell is a great leader. He's a great play caller too, but he's also going to tell his quarterback that you suck when you make a bad decision because he's a great leader. You know what I mean? Like it's and that's the thing is like you got to be able to read that in the interview. It's about leadership. That's really what it is. You're the you have to be the NFL head coach because you have to be able to like take your in ideas and but also if you don't like something, you're supposed to be able to say come in there and fix it yourself. Yeah. And the defense is bad. They're saying you got to go in and fix the defense. You should know the defense too.
Yeah.
But that's my thing. I'll show you some more of these.
What do you make of another team and staff meeting reports that came out?
I gotta read that story. See, I'm out of it, man. I'm out of this Raiders drama.
Yeah. I mean, it's like every year. Where does Shedeur arm strength rank on the Joe Burrow scale?
On the Joe Burrow scale, that's a great question. On the Joe Burrow scale, I would say it is. I would say a little bit the same as. I would say it's year 3 in the NFL. Burrow, because Burrow in college he didn't have it. The arm he has now, he didn't have it. I'm gonna keep real with you guys. So I would say it's Burrow year 3, which is like him like working on it a lot. It's a little stronger than Burrow. It's just I don't know. It's more like I don't want to say this comp, but it's who I see a lot. I see a lot of Tyrod Taylor is when I watch Shedeur Sanders. That's what I see from the arm strength perspective. That's what I see.
I've never been a fan of his, and I guess it's because like in Virginia.
I mean, let's keep it real. If the Raiders signed Tyrod Taylor over Gardner Minshew, do you think they'd have a better record?
Oh yeah, I do. I do. I would have hated it, but I do. It's only because I'm in Virginia, man, and like I had friends that like played with him at Tech.
Yeah.
And so people here they love him. Like, oh, he was one of the best quarterbacks since Michael Vick. I'm like,
I mean, he was good in college, man. Tyrod Taylor's he's had a decent NFL career, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying Shedeur Sanders is like that. I'm talking about arm strength wise. I'm just talking about arm strength. I'm not a comp.
I got you.
It's arm strength. That's what I'm talking about. I don't want people to yell at me.
Do we just pull a Cardinals and go QB in back-to-back years if the rookie looks terrible and we get another top 5 pick next year?
How terrible does he look like Josh Rosen?
Yeah. If he looks like that, then
that nigga looks like Josh Rosen. I'm sorry. Yeah. I agree. Josh Rosen was terrible. Obviously, that dude is. I don't know. Josh Rosen made me go back to the drawing board of how I evaluate quarterbacks. I was like, man, like that. I was like, what did I do wrong here?
What really was it?
I don't know. I have no idea what was wrong with you. Like, I don't know, because he's like anticipating college and stuff. Like, I don't know. Maybe he didn't care. Maybe people said like he liked too many things, and maybe that's true. Maybe he just didn't like football enough.
Yeah, that could have been. When you see stuff like that happen, it's kind of like weird though. You see them go from being like amazing in college, and then they get into the NFL, and it's like, where did it go?
Yeah. I do big SC like my Drew Aller to Oregon tweet. I mean, it's true because I do want to watch him in a real offense. Drew Aller is huge and he has a crazy big arm. I just want to see it. I just want to see him in like a real passing offense.
That Oregon team is good too.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell Penn State's doing over there. I don't know what the hell they're doing with him, but they got this 6'4", 250-pound quarterback. I don't know how big he is, but he's huge, and they use him like he's Alex Smith. So I don't know if that's like something they know and we don't.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right.
You know what I mean? Like,
seem right.
All right, what we got here?
Could they take Nussmeier or Project, Allure or Milrow, sit them for a year, sign a veteran, Geno maybe for a year, is sitting in the NFL and watching equal playing to 1 year in college?
If they take Nussmeier, I think you got to sit him because I just don't trust that the whole snap thing. I think you got to sit him, let him get a little older, and then because Raiders fans are gonna hate Geno Smith. They would hate Geno Smith like right away. They would not like Geno. they would hate Geno super quick. I think Geno's pretty good. He's Geno Smith, so he's gonna do some stupid stuff. But Raiders fans would hate Geno. That's all I would say. They would not like Geno. I saw some Raiders fans comparing him to Gardner Minshew, saying Gardner Minshew is better than Geno Smith, and that just shows to me that if they signed Geno Smith, there would be a revolt. They would be like, "What are we doing, Geno Smith?" You know what I mean? Like it would literally be that. So,
and it was so many people, man, that were like, "Oh, Gardner Minshew. Like when we got him this year, and I'm like, why are you saying this? Why? We can win with Gardner. Like why? Like let it go, man. And then like when the season started, and I'm like, and like you don't see those guys anymore. They were all over Twitter, and then you just don't see them anymore, man. It should have been Aiden from the jump, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think so too, but it is what it is. We got JB51.
Is AP a leader, a Dan Campbell type?
He's not Dan Campbell. I'm gonna say that. I think he can be a leader. I just
he wants to be Dan Campbell.
I don't know. I feel like what the Lions do and their smash mouth is a little different. That's why they go for it on fourth down a lot. And Chris Long has this thing on his Green Light podcast, how every time a team plays the Lions, he's keeping track of it. They lose the next week. Why do you think that is? Because they're getting their asses kicked. No matter if you are going and having a physical game where the whole team needs to hit the ice tank. Like we all got to hit the ice tub after the game. We all got to heal up. And if we don't, we're going to go lose the next week.
Yeah.
So,
that is true.
So
they are physical.
They're a physical team. And, I don't and the thing is when a coach goes to the press conference says my team doesn't have an identity on offense. I'm like, bro, you're the head coach. We should have your identity.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your identity?
Ill intent, violence, physicality, and pain it was supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, man. What's your identity, bro?
Yeah.
Because you watch the Lions on both sides of the ball. They have the identity of Dan Campbell.
Yeah. Rough, right? Physical guys, man.
Yeah.
That's why Meek fit in so good over there. Because he was that little scrappy little corner, man, that was nice and physical. I think we miss him too a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, man. All right. I got a couple more questions here to get out of here. What is our biggest need after QB?
Tackle DTL. Running back?
Yeah. That's a big one. I think it's after this question, it's linebacker.
Yeah.
You gotta get a linebacker.
Because Diablo has to go.
And then you might not re-sign Spillane.
Can Eichenberg step in there?
It doesn't seem that way so far. Maybe he takes the leap.
Yeah. That's a big question. Because we don't after Spillane, what is it? What do we have? Gainer.
They didn't give him a chance yet. Yeah. Can we see him? That's what I'm saying. At this point, can we see Amari Gainer play? Yeah. And then we can find out. And then we're like, okay, maybe we have a linebacker, but we don't know. Yeah. Preseason ain't gonna tell us. It can tell you shit. Preseason is the biggest waste of time. It literally is. It's the biggest way. It doesn't tell you if your team's good. It doesn't tell you if your offense is going to be good. It really didn't tell you anything. It kind of did with the Raiders offense. The Raiders are the first team that had the preseason was a show of the future. But other than that, you know what I mean? It has.
We've seen it against freaking second and third round players and fourth rounders, and and we still couldn't move the ball or run it. It was crazy.
So it's hard. So yeah, and even this free agent linebacker. I'm looking at the free agent linebacker class. I don't see any linebackers here that are worth it. I'm saying you got Spillane. Dre Greenlaw. Maybe you pay Dre Greenlaw a lot of money.
Possibility. He's on the older side too, though, right?
No, he's 27.
Oh well, now I take that back. Well, that might be a good look.
Yeah, something like him, or yeah.
Could you get him and bring back Spillane?
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, Willie Gay Jr. is not bad either.
That's Kansas City, right?
No, he's on New Orleans right now.
Oh, okay.
He's not bad. He's not a bad player. I mean, I wouldn't mind bringing back Perryman. I don't know why they let Perryman go. I mean, Nick Bolton's a free agent. I mean, Nick Bolton can't cover a soul, but he could play the run.
Yeah.
He's only 24.
Oh, man. Seeing that guy when we played them, man, I mean, he was all over.
He's only 24. Nick Bolton. I just look at he's young.
Yeah, that's young. So what did he come in? When he came in at what, 20?
21, maybe. I mean, he turns 25 in 4 months. He's 24 in 6 months. So he'll be 25 in free agency. I mean, that's a good thing. That's not bad. Him is like, you bring back Spillane, you get Nick Bolton. That's not bad.
Yeah,
it really isn't.
It's not expensive either.
No, not at all. All right, let's get a couple more questions here and get out of here.
Considering the QB prospects, would going to 6-11 again be better to get a guy like LSU's QB instead?
Oh, I think you'd be playing. If you go 6-11, you're playing with fire. There's too many bad teams in the NFL right now. Like, you go 6-11, you might be picking at 15.
Yeah, because what is it, like 7 teams that's like 2-7 right now? Yeah,
you go 6-11, you might pick at 16 this year, bro. Like, I don't know if that's safe. I don't know if 6-11 is safe at this point. That's not a safe spot. Just think about it. That would be Desmond Ritter. So if they went 6-11, that'd be Desmond Ritter come in and he go 4-4 as a starter. Yeah. It just puts a whole bunch. That's just too much for me. Because a team, there'd be Raiders fans trying to convince themselves that Desmond Ritter's it. You know what I mean? Like it would be like it would be a whole thing. Because that's what you're saying. They finished 6-11. They are finishing 4-4 to end this season. I mean, that would save AP's job, but like then we're thinking, you know what I mean? Yeah. There'll be some conversations because that means Desmond Ritter's played well. If they win 4 games, they go 4-4 then this year. That means Desmond Ritter's playing well, and that we're gonna have some different conversations that we're having right now. That's gonna piss some Raiders fans off. Where it's like, do we keep rolling with the 3rd-year quarterback who has a pretty good damn arm?
Yeah.
And who can run?
Yeah.
It becomes a different conversation. You know what I mean? You know, and then we're like, maybe we just draft Ashton Genty. You know what I mean? Like it just.
Yeah, it'll make them settle.
They might. It depends on how he plays. Like if they go 4-4, he does like 10 touchdowns, 2 picks, or something like that. He runs for like 3. You know what I mean? Like that's.
It's gonna be a lot of Raiders fans like, keep him.
Yeah, man. What about Desmond? You know what I mean? I think he's the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jerseys might be bought. I'm telling you, like if he beats you know what I'm saying? Like it depends.
They're gonna bring back.
Is just dangerous. That's a dangerous mark.
They're going to bring back that speech when he was in the locker room talking about, getting his
crying. the Good Morning Football NFL Network is. I do see this Ritter combos to end the show's depressing as hell. I mean, it's true though. I'm just saying, if Rodrigo asked if they went 6-11, that means Desmond Ritter is 4-4 as a starter.
And he
especially because Desmond Ritter, it even happened this last game when they got to the 4th quarter. He just started playing well. This thing went right down the field. Of course they had that. Of course, Mumford got ran over, and he got sacked in the 3rd down. But he went right at the 4th quarter started. He went right down the field.
Easy. Brock Bowers on a dart.
He like twice. You know what I'm saying? Like he went right down the field. And that's all the Raiders need is him to go 4-4 with like 3 4th quarter comebacks. Like he has like, you know what I mean? Like there'd be a wave of Raiders fans.
I feel like you're speaking it into existence.
Try not to. No, Rodrigo did. He asked the question, and I'm telling you, they go 6-11. with Desmond Ritter that we're having a different conversation. There's just gonna be a fight.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a side of Raiders fans like we need to draft Shedeur Sanders regardless. There's gonna be a side of Raiders fans who would just love the Desmond Ritter coming back down 10 in the fourth quarter. It's you know what I mean?
Gonna be clips all over Twitter. Desmond's the guy.
You know what I mean? Like we should go with Desmond. I don't know. I think he's young. We got a young quarterback. It's Desmond Ritter.
Look at that pass right there.
All right. Last question. We get out of here.
Does AP have enough coaching relationships to actually build a good staff? Seems like everyone he knows is a coach from 15 years ago.
It's funny. It's funny when BD was on the show. Like it felt like BD never watched the Raiders game besides the defensive all 22 that he did because he had like no idea what's going on. He's like trying to figure out like why he's hiring all these old guys, and he was thinking like maybe if you have that many guys in the room, that means you don't have a lot of leadership yourself. But I mean, yeah. I don't think he has a lot of connections. His connection. I mean, I don't even know how he got hired by Josh McDaniels, to be honest, because he came from ASU. I mean, my problem. We're all happy he hasn't brought in Herm Edwards yet.
Oh gosh.
He hasn't brought in Herm Edwards, so I mean, we're okay.
If it wouldn't have been Marvin Lewis, I think it would have been him.
Yeah, he might have. He might have been talking to Herm because I still got beef with him and Herm for doing all that cheating recruiting and going 8-5 every damn year.
Yeah,
because they had Jaden Daniels, they had Brandon Ayuk, they had
Jack. They were.
AP was hired through Graham. There you
go. That's
what
I was about to say. He's Graham's boy.
Maybe that's why he's so loyal to Patrick Graham because I'm surprised he hasn't, the defensive performance.
Yeah, said something to him. He doesn't talk about the defense when he's at the podium. I mean, he talks about them, but it's not like to the extent of like.
I bet the offensive, but that's how what I'm saying. Like it's not like Buddy Ryan when you do that shit. You can't do that shit, man.
Nah.
I mean, we're fine over here. I don't know about the other side.
Over them over there.
I don't know. We're okay over here. I don't know about the other side though.
You might want to ask Luke Getsy that on Thursday.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that, man. You're the head coach. You're the head coach. All right, guys. Good show. Appreciate it.
One more.
Oh, you got okay, Trey. You want to ask me about Georgia or Ole Miss?
Yes. What is your thoughts? How do you think that game plays out?
Georgia beats everybody but Alabama, so I don't want to talk about Georgia. The only team Georgia's lost to in the last 3 years is Alabama.
Yeah.
They beat everybody, man. Even Carson Beck throws 4 interceptions, and they still find a way to win 27-13. Like I don't want to. I'm tired of talking about
Georgia. I'll take that. As long as you say that it's going to be a win.
Yeah. They could beat Ole Miss. Ole Miss lost to LSU, didn't they?
Yeah. No. Ole Miss won that game.
They did win that game?
Yeah, I could have sworn Ole Miss won that game. They came out because they didn't drop in the standings. They were 17 or 19 coming into that game. I could have sworn LSU lost that game.
Did they?
At the end.
I thought LSU lost to USC, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they lost to Texas A&M. I thought they only had 2 losses. I could be wrong. I don't know. I know ASU 6-2, and I'm happy about that. That's all I care
about. Hey, look, every time I see them win it, man, I gotta tweet you forks up.
I'm happy. I mean, Scatterbow's out this week, so they're probably gonna lose. But see, I would draft Cam Scatterbow. That's who I would draft. That's my 4th round or something. Scatterbow's a dog. LSU 6-2, so they beat all this.
29-26.
Scatterbow, dog.
Okay. I'm gonna check him out. Tomorrow.
He can catch. He can run. I don't know how fast he is, but he's a dog.
I know everybody likes what is it? The receiver from UNLV.
Oh yeah. Somebody asked me about Brett Marion too. I really like the go-go offense they do too, but that AP he'd have to be really innovative to do that. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. You know what I mean? All right, guys, we're out of here. I appreciate Trey coming on and filling in for Glenn here and helping us out. Kind of keeping because I really do hate doing this alone. So
hey man, I appreciate you letting me come in. I appreciate everybody in the chat, man, saying what's up. My homegirl Courtney, she was in here from work, and she just giving her a shout out because she came through, and I'm pretty sure all my friends are probably they might be in the comments. I haven't been looking, man. I know somebody probably said something crazy, but I appreciate it though, Marcus, man. I appreciate you and Matt and Glenn, man, and especially the guy BD. It was good to see him back this week, you know. And man, just appreciate y'all letting me come through and chop it up with you, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you helping us out, dog. So I appreciate it, man. All right, guys, we're out of here. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Of course, there's no preview this week. We ain't got shit to preview. So, you know what I'm saying? I might do something for the members tomorrow with some of these quarterbacks I've been watching. Nussmeier, but I just don't want to get my hopes up for him. I don't know. I just want to do it. But he can ball, man. He can play, man. He can play.
I'm gonna check him out against Alabama tomorrow.
Yeah, he can play, man. He can play. All right, guys, we're out of here. Peace, man.